Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We're going to jump in the queue here and see who's on. Debbie. Rank 89. I don't think I've ever seen this person. Huh. Well, let's have a look. Debbie versus Aaron Force. It looks like player 2 started with double dynamo, player 1 built a turn 3 animus to rush it down and I guess get bulls. That's pretty cool. It might be hard to hold that off. Oh no, 307th. Oh, it's gonna be a rough game indeed. Base plus 10 even. It's not a simple set either. Like, I see a lot of big defenders, sort of. Colossus and Matrix and kind of Shredder. Vi sort of punishes this a bit, but there's also like Redeemer. There's some kind of okay Redeemer synergies with Shredder and Enervi. But I don't know. I just like I see a Colossus, I buy a Colossus, you know? Like, I'm a simple man. I'm not really sure that it's good here. Like, another question is, Vi and Fangs is pretty cool. Can you do that? It'd be pretty neat. You have the soak to protect them, right? Shredder, and you have like Matrix. Maybe that's better than messing around with Colossus. Colossus is kind of Vi-proof, which is cute. I think any of those things want a third NG though. Or no, they don't, because we have Dynamo in the set. You're just building a bunch of Dynamos instead. I'm not worried about opponent building a turn 3 Animus here. So just Dynamos. And then I don't know. Redeemer into Sentry is also kind of a thing. Although I think it'll be a lot easier for my opponent to do than me. I still, like, I don't really have any clear ideas. Sorry. I don't know. I might try to go Colossus into the double red stuff. Because on the turn after you've built the last Colossus that you plan to build, and you're defending with it, you suddenly have a lot of luxury to, you know, spend a bunch of money on something. You have all this defensive tempo saved up. You can plop down a second Animus at that point. Maybe. Maybe Colossus just isn't that good because of Matrix. Like, they're good defenders and decent, you know, good attackers too. But here, like, you already have Matrix. Yeah, I predict a Redeemer actually here. What if I just got 2 Animuses and said I'm building Fangs? That would lose, right? I think that would lose. What if I got a Forge and an Animus and a Chrono Filter? Get 1 Fang and a wall to protect against the Redeemer. Doesn't seem so great. They'll just build a wall in response. I mean, I can do this, but the Redeemer just hurts so much. I'm just like mirroring from behind. Like, I build a wall and their Redeemer like gets good value. No, maybe I can build a wall and then another Redeemer to time hitting with their Redeemer charges. That'd be okay, I guess. Okay, they're just picking up, like, the Vi stuff straight away, huh? Okay, so Redeemer's not good, because the charges will be hitting, and I won't be absorbing them. Is this okay? It's a little problematic because their Vi is going to be freezing my wall. But after that, I can get Colossuses. And be sort of Vi-proof for a while. And I can get, like, an Enervy? No, I can't. Yeah, I'll have plenty. 17 and 3 green. No. So I guess they'll be threatening to attack for 3 for freezing the wall. I'll need a force field to protect my drone. Kinda sucks. But I think that's the best I can come up with. There we go. So they freeze the wall and kill Force Field NG. Sad news, of course. And they start building Fangs. Yep. But for at least a little while, my Colossuses are defending quite comfortably. On the other hand, they can get Matrix. Oh, or Shredder, that's cute. Because I can't... I'll just have the one Colossus, and the Shredder absorbs everything. And then the turn after that, the Shredder is like fine as Soak. I don't know. I think one Shredder was good. But maybe, like, if you want to buy an Energy Matrix soon, like next 2 turns from now, you wouldn't want a Shredder here. Or if you just, like, want attack more than you want some Soak, which seems like the position my opponent is in fact. Yeah. Okay, so it was that they're planning to build a Matrix next turn. Fine. These NGs were wrong. At least one should have been a drone. I didn't count out the damage my opponent would have, and this is clearly a position where I need to know stuff like that. My other problem is I'm going to be, like, very dead when I run out of Colossuses and suddenly the Vi has a freeze ability. So, not sure what to do about that. I don't know. I think part of this problem is like one of not exactly mental composure, but of attitude. Is like before this game started, I decided that I would lose, and here I am losing and not thinking too hard about what to do. Oh, they're losing an attack? Why? I accept. They're just attacking for 12 here. Unless they lose... If they choose to absorb for 0, they could actually kill my Colossus, and I think that that would be worth doing. Right? Yeah, it would actually. I can't afford this. They're trying to trick me. So, how bad is it? It's pretty bad. So they're threatening like 13 plus 3, right? And they're not losing any attack. This red is all going to waste. Sucks. And then next turn I lose the game, right? I don't know, I'd better do something pretty impressive coming up real soon. Yeah, clearly not happening. Freezing the Enervy is pretty neutral. It does, like, over the course of 3 turns, you give up 3 damage to kill a 3 health unit, you know, whatever. I think it's better to not freeze it. Make me use it up, and then if I don't, you can freeze it in the next 2 turns, and it's actually quite good. Freezing is quite good, that is. This is lights out, game over, right? I guess this is a breach for exact. Best I can do. Build as much defense as I could. If I was gonna win this game, I had to do it a while ago. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like, I knew Vi would be good here, and really important. And I just don't understand this unit, and I need to get better at it. A lot of these big legendaries are really tough to play correctly. And I sort of appreciate Sven's video series on like unit analyses, and he mostly does legendaries. But also at the end of them, I come away feeling like I still don't have any idea how to play the unit. So I don't know, maybe it's not that useful. I don't think he did a Vi analysis anyway. I mean, you really have to get Vi this set. And I don't know, like, first of all, why didn't he get the Redeemer? It's because he wanted Vi right away. Understood. Makes sense. These like really big high-tech units, part of my problem with them is like they feel to me like a pretty late game thing because they cost all this tech and like you need to build up to them. And so often when my opponent buys them, it's like a shock to me. Wait, you can build it this early? What? And I think I sort of eventually got over that with Lucina. But I still don't really get it. I don't know. So, like, the other thing to note is that here, at about this point in the game, I noticed, like, wait a minute. Opponent could have built a dynamo instead of a drone. That's weird. He must be planning to stop droning. Like, he's intentionally built less econ at this point. And up till now, we've both been building as much econ as we possibly can. And so I should think about, what is my opponent going to do next turn with 17 bucks? He wants to spend his blue on something. Could be a Redeemer. Sure. Redeemer Animus? Possibly. You don't really want one Animus, though. And what else are you doing with the 6 bucks? You could get Redeemer and 2 drones, but I think then you should have gotten the Dynamo last turn instead and just bought fewer drones, right? Like, if he wants a Redeemer here, you know, I think it's better to have built the Dynamo last turn. So we can sort of, I think, rule out the fact that he might want a Redeemer. And so like I said, I find these big units a surprise when they're built, and that means I don't really keep an eye out for like when either player has an opportunity to buy one. But that's what I should be doing here, is saying, you know, something you want eventually in this game is double Animus. Don't think so much about Vi as about, like, when's a turn you could spend 12 bucks on Animuses. And my opponent has carefully set one up, and that might clue me into the fact that Vi is coming. Right? You get an Urban Sentry, and you get the 2 Animuses, and that's, like, pretty perfect. And getting this drone is a signal that something like that is coming. I don't know what I should do about that. Like, I don't have the tech to do anything to him. Right? I don't know, like, so something to consider, I guess, would be, like, don't get so many dynamos? I don't know. Let's continue playing, like, the same moves from him and see if I, like, did I miss a chance to get a Vi myself? Not easily. If I got an Urban Sentry this coming turn, I wouldn't have enough money for 2 Animuses, but I mean, I could do is just float everything and go BAA. Kind of interesting. Now if he does this, I have the first Vi. So there's that. He gets the Urban Sentry, 2 Animuses. I think this is still a good play. Maybe it's not. So he picked up the Vi, sure. And I kill both of these engineers. Or maybe he could force field, but I don't think he should, so just get an NG. I guess I'm having a rough day too. In this line, right? I guess I could get this. He freezes wall. I absorb onto this, and No, I just lose everything. Yeah, the problem is I don't have enough econ to build fangs here. I guess a rhino. So, it doesn't seem very strong, but it might actually be strong. I think he actually shouldn't freeze anything. Oh! Right, I don't need this rhino, hang on, because he's not freezing and doing 4, he's freezing or doing 4. If he freezes, he only does 3, which I guess means he's freezing NG? Oof. I guess a rhino's fine to protect my... No, I'm just gonna lose this. Kinda sucks. Maybe I'll just do this, and that way I don't absorb, but I get to buy a fang, and I wasn't absorbing anyway. Opponent probably should get a wall here, and then you can get a fang, and you need a force field to defend. Yeah, I mean, I'm in pretty rough shape. Like, I can't build more attackers anymore. I'm just killing a wall every turn, and opponent's building fangs. Okay, so this still loses. But it's something I should have considered, is like, when could I buy a fang? Not a fang, a Vi. And like, earliest Vi is not always correct, but I should at least notice when it is a possibility. And it could have been as early as like turn 4. If I don't get these 2 dynamos, I have a little bit more money to work with. Right? Yeah. That was how we decided I could do it, is like this. So this is actually a bit earlier than it's normally... Or wait, I guess it's turn 5. Whatever. It's a bit earlier than it's normally possible for player 2, because this dynamo let me build one of my drones a turn early. You can't do this, I think, without dynamo. You can't get a turn 5 Vi without floating a ton of stuff. Like, let's just look for practice, right? Like, let's say I just wanted Vi and I was gonna rush for it. Well, I mean, one thing is, you could do this, but you don't have the 13 bucks, so that's no good. Even if you cut a second drone last turn, you couldn't do it, so that's not the answer. And now I'm just floating a bunch of money, so like, I don't know, I guess I'll get the Blast Forge already. Then I can put down a wall or something. Okay, I guess you can get the Vi on turn 5, even. Interesting. The improvement that the dynamo gives is that you have a little bit of money left over on the Vi turn, right? Yeah, you have an extra dollar and indeed an extra drone, I think. Yeah. So it gets you an entire extra drone by letting you build a drone several turns ago. So definitely an improvement, but not actually something that's impossible normally. I don't know. I mean, we knew we were going to lose as soon as we ran into 307th, but it would have been nice to put up a bit of a better showing. And of course, these players are not invincible. They do lose. And I should try to like actually beat them instead of just resigning on turn 1. But I don't know. I don't think it was totally crazy to try this Colossus thing, thinking like, hey, it's good against Vi, and it was, right? It made their Vi kind of crummy, but in the meantime, like, they got Fangs as well. If there were no other use for the double red, maybe this could have been playable. I don't know. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.